what's happening with the Biden crime family investigation.
Right. The Biden crime family. That rolls
on. Made a report to the FBI that said that they were. And the FBI obviously had investigated it, did not find the report credible, but
we all know the FBI, because of the Durham investigation, is woke, infiltrated by Marxists. I mean,
Hillary.
I don't even know why we have to bother to explain this to you guys.
Yes, we probably should. We should roll right into this.
It's clear.
The only problem is, with all the evidence that they have, is evidence sometimes is like sand. It slips through your fingers.
With respect to the tapes, look, it mentioned in the FBI form that the oligarch had 17 tapes of Biden, 2 with Joe Biden, accepting the bribe, that he used that as an insurance policy.
This oligarch was a high-ranking member or owner of Burisma?
Yes, that is exactly right. So
have you had any contact with him?
Unfortunately, nobody's had any contact with him for the last 3 years. You know, the MSNBC makes fun of me when I said that there are a lot of people that were involved in the Biden shenanigans that are currently missing. But with respect to this oligarch, we think we know where he is. He just hasn't been seen in public in a long time. But
the Biden shenanigan family.
The Biden shenanigan, I mean...
The oligarch goes to a different school. You wouldn't know her.
My girlfriend exists. She lives in Ukraine.
Yeah.
she lives there, I promise.
She's actually modeling.
I don't have pictures of her. I don't have recent pictures of her.
She's really busy.
The 17, when he says now the 17 phone conversation recordings, now that I hear that, it sounds fake. Like, it just sounds fake to me that an oligarch would say, like, I have 17 phone conversations.
I wrote that down too. It's like when liars get really specific because they think it makes it sound like they know what they're talking about.
And there's a little bit of like a compensating by adding to the quantity what you don't have with the quality. Like, we're not going to hear any of these things. Like,
all 17 they admit that they're involved in a crime family.
Are some of them maybe like a bit too not interesting to listen to?
Yeah, right.
And those are the only conversations I ever recorded. Just those 17. I know off the top of my head. I have a spreadsheet. Here is Ron Johnson making it clear that just because we're talking about these audio tapes like they're real doesn't mean that they're real. But forget that he said that. Here's Newsmax. Ron Johnson.
Such an important story needs coverage. If indeed the 17 audio tapes exist, it would be in effect really a smoking gun for the big guy. So I want to ask you first.
Pause it. Incidentally, for those who are not steeped in Newsmax parlance, the big guy is Joe Biden's code name to receive the monies that were going through Hunter Biden. And I guess you could say that if the tapes exist, it's a smoking gun. The idea that, that
was his son's super secret nickname for his father, the big guy. I mean, come on, that sounds suspicious, right?
Big guy. But here we go. This would be the smoking gun. So let's talk about the smoking gun.
Such an important story needs coverage. If indeed the 17 audio tapes exist, it would be in effect really a smoking gun for the big guy. So I want to ask you first, Senator, do you think they exist?
I'm sorry. Go back and just look at the other anchor and just the sort of like the head shake he gives as we go through. It's really funny.
Such an important story needs coverage. If indeed the 17 audio tapes exist, it would be in effect really a smoking gun for the big guy. So I want to ask you first, Senator, do you think they exist? And if yes, how to obtain them?
We don't know. And Senator Grassley has never said they exist. He just said that there's an FBI report on a confidential human source, and that confidential human source says that the person he was talking to said that he taped. He recorded 17 times, 15 times with Hunter, twice with Joe Biden, but we don't know. But what Senator Grassley and I are asking questions is, what did the FBI do with that evidence?
First off, It's not evidence. It is hearsay. It is literally hearsay. Now, it may be true, but the evidence of a person saying that someone else says they have a tape is not evidence. It's not evidence.
It's just sad because I thought Republicans had gotten education about this with the whole P-tape fiasco and don't trust certain things. And it's like they forgot all of those lessons that were hard earned.
I know it. But this is their P-tape, right? I mean, this is.
But there's no peeing on it. It's like, oh, Hunter Biden gave his dad like $1 million to be a traitor to the United States.
But I think that most, like, the difference is that
he gave his dad. We should just be clear: $1 million to follow U.S. policy,
right,
policy,
right. I mean, like most respectable Democrats now believe that the P-tape was fake, as we know now it was, or whatever. I don't think that there's going to be any elected Republican that backtracks on this, no matter what. They'll just go down until like the news cycle moves on.
I, for one, will never believe that there isn't a P-tape out there. In fact, I think there's multiple ones. I actually think there's a defecation tape too. So
there's 17 different P-tapes, 15 of Trump peeing on someone and 2 of Trump getting peed on.
Oh,
different levels of hydration.
Jesus.
All right, we're going to get to your phone calls, 646-257-3920. Folks, let's let folks who have never called into the show have a couple of minutes head start, okay? So if you've called into the show before, let's let other people do it. I'm going to undo the voicemail right now. The phones are on, and we will get to that right after a couple words from our sponsors. Hey, folks, one of the biggest challenges of doing this show and of just following the news is being an educated media consumer, and I have found the perfect site, Ground News. What it does is it breaks down how a story is being covered, left, center, right? Try it for yourself. Subscribe using my link to get 30% off the Vantage plan for unlimited access. It's a fascinating site. They give you bias ratings. They give you ownership ratings. They give you factuality ratings. They give you a map feature so you can look and see how different stories are being reported in different places in the world. You can filter for specific locations or topics. I like to read stuff about Social Security and the Supreme Court. You can follow what you're interested in. They also have blind spots, things that you may have missed. Go to ground.news/majority to stay fully informed on breaking news, compare coverage, and avoid media bias. Become an educated media consumer. Take advantage of the 30% off while it lasts. Ground.news/majority.